welcome back. Now, if you've missed the beginning of the show, you can always go on thebeboldshow.com to catch what you missed. Now, it's time for a day in the life of a playwright.
Adole jollof. Adole jollof. Neke. Neke. Look, I have told you several times that anytime you start crying, your face is equivalent to that of a 1 Ghana cedi note in the hands of a someone driver mate.
Did he use boxing gloves? No. Apotoyua. Apotoyewa. And was it the wooden or the ceramic type?
The two of them.
Hey! So, how did the distortion sound?
Ding kong king.
Hey! Then,
You see, the whole thing is just recent. I discovered my husband had found a new aphrodisiac called Kumi Preko.
Kumi Preko.
Hey. When my husband arrests me in the bedroom in the morning, wait, I'm coming. He will not let my people go until he hears Gifty Auntie say, to end the evening news, the main point again.
Hey!
On Ghana television, Mama.
My dear.
My name is Nii Commey, but my full name is Abdella Nii Commey.
Okay.
I'm quite unassuming. I'm quite shy, but I just realized that I couldn't help it because you write, you recite poems, you act, you direct, so you can't hide it. But amongst my friends, I really flow, I crack a lot of jokes, I have a sense of humor, and I like observing a lot. I like to be alone a lot, so that I can have the opportunity to think and then observe and write. Since 1996, I started writing. I started writing into the then junior graphic and daily graphic. I was writing short stories and they were being published. And the first day I saw my first writing, a short story entitled Thank You, Miss Rose, in which I captured how my life began from the nursery, how troublesome I was. My first day at the nursery. Were you really troublesome? I don't really know. But I've not been that troublesome, but I was just trying to imagine. Probably your first day in school where you were used to staying with your mom and then the first day. So I was just trying to imagine. But I remember my nursery teacher, I remember her name. The name is Miss Rose. So I just said, thank you, Miss Rose. And it was the story, I saw it in graphic and I felt so happy. I was like, wow, it means that whatever I write, somebody is appreciating it. And for it to appear in daily graphic, because in those days there was nothing like junior graphic. So for it to appear in daily graphic was, for me, very exciting. My English teachers called me and said, hey, yours. And then the name of my school too was there. So at that time I was projecting, yes. And then it gave me the confidence to say that, look, you can do better. Then since then, I've been writing. I've never stopped.
Where does your inspiration come from?
My inspiration comes from books. My inspiration comes from sermons. It comes from observations and a little bit of thinking outside the box. Just trying to be crazy and think about something that nobody is thinking about. Just trying to make something out of nothing that is around you. So my inspiration comes from almost everything I see around, and one, I tune my spirit into saying, look, I want to write something, and then I just have to be sober, just find a place to sit and then just think, and it flows.
How many plays have you written and produced so far and directed?
At the National Theatre, I would say about 7. That's at the National Theatre, but I've staged several other plays in churches. I've staged on campuses, University of Cape Coast, University of Winneba, University College of Winneba, and the University of Ghana, the Conference Center. I've staged. Putting all together so far, I can talk about close to 15 or 20.
You've written, produced, directed,
yes.
and staged.
Yes. That's about 15. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you get get all these people into that National Theatre to sit down and watch what you're doing?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult, but I believe that for you to be able to achieve this, you need to practice partnership, relationship, courtship, friendship, because it's your friends that those are the first points of contact that you have to reach out to. And then when you get the opportunity to make noise about your play, and you bring the people here to come and watch, whatever they see, they take it back and then multiply the results to other people. So if they come and watch the first one and it doesn't go well, then that is because National Theatre is not easy to fill the theatre. 1,005 people is no joke. Yeah, so it's very difficult. There have been plays or there have been productions and other programs that have taken place where you see only 7, 10, 9 people coming to watch. So you always devise strategies to bring these people to the place. And we also believe in branding, because once you are giving the people what they want, then you are always assured of they coming to your show. So just always make sure that you are presenting something that is worth taking the people's time to come and watch such shows.
Now, what would you say is the difference between theatre and movie acting and directing?
Let's pick movie. Movie, there is a great reception, there is great illusion. Everything we see appear on the movie is not as it is when you go to the location itself. Yes. So, for instance, if you're an actress and I want you to cry on my set for a movie, and I realize that you cannot really cry, all I would do is to just give you some rub and then let tears flow from your eye and then just do, and then that is it. But with theater, it is different. With theater, it is live. Everything has to come live. The moment you make one grammatical mistake, you are in trouble. You cannot correct it. The moment you forget your line, you cannot correct it. So we can confidently say that with theater, there is nothing like art. There is nothing like, yes, there is nothing like, you have to go ahead and you have to be extra confident. You see, you have to be extra confident. When you have your lines, you have to make sure you learn your lines. You have to make sure you learn the lines of the one you are playing with, get everything right. And then whilst you are directing it, you are directing light, you are directing makeup, you are directing props, you are directing stage hands, you are directing so many things. It makes it very difficult, very challenging, and if you don't have the heart for it, it becomes very, very difficult for you to cope with this.
How do you fund a theatre production in a day and age where most of the money would rather be going to a movie production?
Yeah, it's been quite challenging, it's been quite tough, but then over the years, some have really shown strong interest in this, because when they come to watch the play, it's not just an entertainment, but they also realize that there is something peculiar about what we usually write, because then you are trying to talk about issues that are affecting lives in society, and you are trying to solve these problems in a very hilarious way. So they themselves even find themselves in this kind of situation. They laugh at the ills and then they go back and then they correct some of these ills. So by and large, it's picked up, and companies have shown much interest in it because they realize that it's equally as good and even probably getting better than other forms of entertainment, because then it's not just mere entertainment but education, or what we would say entertainment through the delight. Yeah.
What are you hoping to achieve?
I strongly believe that there is something out there. I strongly believe that theater, as it were, is a very strong tool for national development. It's a very strong tool for propagating various social vices and other things in every area of our lives. So there is a need for us to continue to use this, not only on stage, on radio, on television, in the movies, everywhere we are. I believe that what I hope to achieve is to use these tools to affect the lives of people through the stage, through radio, through television, and through movies. And these are projects that I'm currently working on, not only for the stage, but for the other mediums.
May your soul rest in perfect peace. Madam, are you a widow? By profession. Hey!
My advice to you is to always be focused and make sure nobody makes you inferior without your consent. And always be bold.
So that was a day in the life of a playwright. Now, what an interesting story. We hardly hear about this profession, so I hope you really enjoyed it. Now, if you'd like to see one of his plays, one viewer, very lucky viewer, will get a chance to win 2 tickets to one of his plays. All you have to do is participate in the Stand Tall campaign, #BeBoldHereIStand on social media, and you could win. Now it's time for business. Why is it important to have a business plan?
What message does your brand communicate about your business? Write down what you think and get feedback from customers to see how well they match. Online marketing is a great free or low-cost way to advertise your business, create profiles using social media, and reach out to your network. Each email, phone call, social media post, and conversation are opportunities to interact with potential clients. Be conscious of the message that you're sending. A great logo can go a long way towards establishing your brand.
The Business Tips segment is brought to you by Start Smart.
I hope those business tips were very helpful. Now it's time for a break.